Hello everyone, this is Keith Jackson and welcome to Jack's Math Notebook. This is our third video as it relates to the understanding of absolute value equations. And we have two big examples, but before we get started on those two big examples, think like this. Think of two scenarios. One scenario will be negative and the other will be positive. And let's go to those two big examples to show you how we can work these particular problems out. All right, so here we go. We have the absolute value of negative 4n minus 4. Whatever is in here is going to be equal to 44, right? And so let's put our two scenarios together, one positive and one negative, in which we have a negative 4n minus 4 is equal to a 44, while a negative 4n minus 4 is equal to a negative 44. Let's go ahead and work out the first scenario in which we have right here a negative 4n minus 4 is equal to 44, balancing the equation by adding 4 to both sides. And what we will have a negative 4n is equal to a 48, right? But all we have to do in order to isolate n, we're going to divide both sides of this equation by a negative 4. And negative 4 divided by a negative 4 will just give us this n, while 48 divided by a negative 4 will give us a negative 12. So that's one of our solutions right there. But let's go to our other negative solution right here, in which we have a negative 4 and minus 4 is equal to a negative 44, balancing the equation by adding 4 to both sides. And we will see that a negative 4n is equal to a negative 40 in this case. Let us divide by a negative 4. And when we do that to both sides, this side right here, the negative 4s will cancel out, leaving just n, while a negative 40 divided by a negative 4 will give us 10. So in this case, n is equal to 10, while in this case, n is equal to negative 12. So let's just pick one of these solutions just to see if it will work. So let's pick this one. So we have n is equal to a negative 12, right? So let's plug in that negative 12 right here, because see, a negative 4 times a negative 12 will give us a positive 48. 48 minus 4 will give us 44, all right? And so we know that the absolute value of 44 is 44. And if we plug in this positive 10 right here, a negative 4 times a positive 10, well, that will give us a negative 40. And we know that a negative 40 plus a negative 4 will give us a negative 44. And the absolute value of negative 44 is 44. Let's move on to the second big example, in which we have the absolute value of 8n plus 8, whatever that is going to give me the value of 48. And so let's go ahead and put our two solutions right here, our two equations, one positive and one negative, in which we have 8n plus 8 is equal to 48, while the other one will be 8n plus 8 will equal to a negative 48. And let's go ahead and work out the first one, the first equation, in which we're going to balance this equation by subtracting 8 from both sides, right? Because we have 8n plus 8 is equal to 48. Subtracting 8 from both sides, that will give us this. 8n is equal to 40. All right, and let us divide both sides by 8 to isolate n. And when we divide the 8s right here, that will leave us with just n. And 40 divided by 8 will give us 5 for this solution. And let's go on to the next one, in which we have 8n plus 8 is equal to a negative 48. Again, balancing the equation by subtracting 8 from both sides. And here's what we will have. We will have 8n is equal to a negative 56, dividing both sides by 8. All right, and so the 8s cancel out here, leaving just n, while a negative 56 divided by 8 will give us a negative 7. And again, we can plug in one of the solutions and see if it will work. So let's go ahead and plug in n is equal to 5 right here. So if, let's say we had right here 8 times 5, 8 times 5 will give us 40, plus 8 will give us 48. All right, there we go. And here, let's plug in this one right here. N is equal to a negative 7. So we know that 8 times a negative 7 will give us a negative 56. A negative 56 plus 8 will give us a negative 48. And the absolute value of negative 48 is 48. So it does work. All right, y'all, you haven't given a lot of information. I wouldn't blame you if you need to pause the video to take a look at these two big examples, or replay this video as many times you need to gain a deeper understanding of this concept. But in the meantime, please comment, share, like, and subscribe to Jack's Math Notebook for more content. Thank you and goodbye.